This story was sent in by Tony from Texas. He worked the night shift cleaning at a 24-hour gym. He said he used to laugh at the idea of haunted treadmills until one started moving on its own. And what the security footage showed still makes him lose sleep. You ever feel like you're being watched, even when you know you're alone? That was me, every night at the gym. I used to clean a 24-hour fitness center off Interstate 35. Quiet most nights. Just me, a mop bucket, and the hum of vending machines. But there was one part of the building I avoided when I could. The cardio section. Specifically, Treadmill 9. I didn't think much of it at first. I'd come in around midnight, lock up the back door, check the locker rooms. Then I'd mop the floor in wide circles, music in one earbud to pass the time. But the first time it happened, I had no music playing. I was walking past the treadmills and one of them started up, fast. I jumped, thought maybe the timer was glitching. But when I looked, it was Treadmill 9, running full speed. No one was on it. I checked the display. It said 2.17 miles. Time, 2:17 a.m. It was exactly 2:17 when I looked at my phone. I hit the emergency stop button. The belt slowed. I chalked it up to bad wiring and moved on. But the next night, it happened again. Same treadmill, same time, 2:17 a.m. Every night it started itself. Always the same mileage, always the same minute. Eventually, I brought it up to my manager. He shrugged. Old machine, we'll replace it. I asked him if he'd check the security footage. He agreed. The next morning, he called me into the office. He looked pale. He asked me to sit down. Then he played the video. It showed the gym floor at 2:16 a.m. Everything still. Then the treadmill lights flickered on, the belt started moving. And someone appeared, not walked in, not stepped out from behind something, just appeared. A tall man, no shirt, black shorts, standing on the belt. But here's the weirdest part. He wasn't running, he just stood there, still, facing the mirror. The belt kept moving under him, and his reflection. It wasn't still, it was smiling. We checked the footage from every night that week. Same time, same man, no keycard used to enter. No one saw him come or go. We tried unplugging the machine the next night. At 2:17 a.m., the lights flickered anyway. The belt still moved, but slower. Like something was struggling to push it. Then we noticed something else. The mirror across from the treadmill had fogged up. Just that one. And written across it in streaky smears were two words. Still here. I quit the next day. Last I heard, they replaced the machine. Moved it to the other side of the gym. Didn't matter. Because 3 weeks later, the fog appeared on the new mirror too. Same message, same time. And no one saw who did it. This story was sent in by Raymond from Illinois. He worked nights at a local fitness center, restocking towels and cleaning locker rooms, but one locker kept opening on its own. And what he eventually found inside still haunts him. You ever feel like a door is open on purpose? Like it's not just open, but waiting for you? That's how it felt with Locker 118. I worked overnights at a gym just outside Chicago, not a huge place, clean, quiet. Most nights I didn't see more than 2 or 3 people after midnight. My main job was restocking towels, cleaning equipment, and locking up the locker room by 3 a.m. That's when I noticed it. Every night, Locker 118 was open. I didn't think much of it at first. Members forget to close them all the time, so I'd shut it. Turn the dial, move on. But the next night, open again. Still, I figured maybe someone had used it after I cleaned. Until it started happening before anyone came in. The building would be empty. I'd close it. Come back 30 minutes later, open again, no scratches on the lock, no one around. I started leaving a towel across the door after I shut it, just to see if it moved. Sure enough, every time, towel on the floor, locker wide open. One night, I asked my coworker about it. He laughed. "Oh yeah, that's the ghost locker." I thought he was joking. He wasn't. He told me a story about a guy who collapsed in the sauna 2 years ago. No one found him for hours. He didn't make it. And guess where his stuff was stored? Locker 118. I thought he was messing with me until I looked it up. It was real. After that, I started checking the locker first thing every shift. And something changed. Because one night it wasn't just open. There was something inside. At first, I thought it was just a gym bag. Black, worn, stuffed into the back corner. I pulled it out. It was damp, unzipped halfway. I opened it slowly. Inside were gym clothes, soaked through with something red. At first, I thought it was just sweat mixed with a spilled drink or something, until I smelled it. Copper, metallic, like blood. I dropped the bag and stepped back. But what really got me was the receipt tucked in the side pocket. It was dated 2 years ago, the day of the sauna incident. The name on it? Connor Bates, the same guy my coworker had told me about. I locked the bag in the office. Next day I showed it to my manager, but when he opened it, it was empty. No clothes, no receipt, just a perfectly clean, dry gym bag. He gave me this look like I was losing it, told me to go home early. That night I had trouble sleeping. The next shift, I went back to 118. It was shut. For once. But there was something scratched into the inside of the door. Tiny, thin marks, barely noticeable. Like they'd been carved in with a key. It said, "I left it for you." I never opened that locker again. And a few weeks later, I heard from another worker that it had jammed shut. Couldn't be opened at all. They replaced the whole row. But I still think about that bag and what I really saw that night. And sometimes, when I walk past that row of new lockers, I swear I hear one of them click open behind me. This story was sent in by Malik from Florida. He's been lifting for years and thought nothing could rattle him, until the night his reflection didn't follow him, and something in the mirror smiled back. You ever catch your reflection doing something you didn't do? I'm not talking about a delay or glare or some weird trick of the light. I mean really catch it, acting on its own. I used to go to the gym late at night. Less crowded, no waiting for machines, just music in my ears and time to focus. That night started like any other. I warmed up, did a few sets of chest presses, then moved to the free weights. There's a giant mirror that runs the length of the back wall. It's there so people can check form, watch their movements. But that night, the mirror was the problem. I had just picked up 2 40-pound dumbbells for shoulder presses. I stood in front of the mirror, took a breath, lifted. That's when I saw it. Behind me, in the reflection, was someone spotting me. But there was no one there. I turned around fast, nothing. I looked back at the mirror. The spotter was gone. I figured I was just tired. Or maybe someone walked by and I didn't notice, so I kept going. 2 sets later, I saw the figure again. Same position, just behind me. Arms raised, like they were about to catch the weights if I dropped them. But again, no one was physically there. I turned my head this time, fast, even dropped the dumbbells. They crashed to the mat. Still no one. But this time, when I looked back at the mirror, my reflection was smiling. Not me. The real me was frowning, confused. But in the mirror, my face was smiling. Wide, too wide, like it was happy I saw it. I stepped back, rubbed my eyes, tried to laugh it off. Maybe I was overtraining, maybe I needed more sleep. But then I noticed something else. My reflection wasn't quite following me. I stepped to the left. My reflection lagged. I tilted my head. It didn't move, it just kept smiling. I backed away slowly, keeping my eyes on the glass. That's when it blinked, just once. not a slow, natural blink. A sharp, intentional one. Like it was saying, "Yeah, I'm here." I grabbed my stuff and left. Didn't even shower. The next night I came back, because of course I did. Curiosity always wins. The gym was empty, lights low. I stood in front of the same mirror, just stood there. And something moved, not my reflection, the glass. It rippled, just for a second. Like water. I didn't tell anyone. What would I say? That my reflection was delayed, smiling, wrong? That it blinked when I didn't? But here's what really messed me up. I walked by the mirror the next morning when it was bright out, and there was a single fingerprint on the inside, perfectly pressed, right where my reflection's hand had been. This story was sent in by Jenna from Colorado. She worked part-time cleaning at a 24-hour gym on the overnight shift. She thought the job would be boring, but the showers had other plans. You ever hear water running in an empty building? It's a simple sound, but when you know no one's there, it gets under your skin. That's what happened with the showers at my gym. I worked overnights, mostly just wiping down machines, vacuuming mats, restocking paper towels. Locker rooms were last. They were always empty when I got to them. Most people showered at home, so imagine my surprise the first time I walked in and heard it. A shower running. Just one. Middle stall, steam rising, like someone had just turned it on. I called out. "Hello?" Nothing. I knocked on the tile next to it. Still nothing. I slowly pulled back the curtain. Empty, no gym bag, no towel. Just water spraying full blast into the drain. I shut it off and dried the floor. Figured someone forgot to turn it off. But the next night, same thing, same stall, same time around 3:06 a.m., and it kept happening every night, always that stall. One night, I put up an out-of-order sign. The next shift? The sign was on the floor, shredded, like someone had clawed through it. Still, the water ran. I told my manager, he shrugged. Pipes are old, probably pressure build-up. He sent in a plumber. The guy replaced a valve, said it was fixed. Next night, not just water, whispers, software, low, coming from the stall. I stepped inside, listened close. It was like someone was whispering a name over and over, but I couldn't make it out. Then the water turned ice cold. Not gradually, like someone flipped a switch. I backed out fast, left it running. I didn't care anymore, but things got worse. A week later, I walked into the locker room early, around 2:30. The stall was already running. Not just steam this time, the tile was fogged up, covered in moisture. Except for a single clear spot where someone had wiped the glass clean. And in that clean spot, written in dripping lines, were the words, "Don't turn it off." I froze, and the worst part? There was a footprint in the middle of the tile, bare, wet, facing me, like someone had just stepped out. I left the stall running, sat in the break room, and didn't go back. The next night, my shift was canceled. Maintenance closed off the whole locker room. They said there was a leak in the ceiling, but I never saw water damage, no fans, no repair crew, just closed. And here's what still gets me. That shower, the one that wouldn't stop turning on, it's been sealed up. They covered the entire stall in plastic, taped off every edge, wrote "Do not enter" in black marker across the curtain. But I've talked to other staff since. People who work during the day. They say they still hear it running, even now. And once, someone swore they saw a handprint on the outside of the plastic. This story was sent in by Caleb from New York. He was new to the overnight crew at a 24-hour gym and just wanted to make a good impression. But when he asked about the Employee of the Month photo in the break room, they told him not to. You ever notice how some photos feel like they're looking back? I don't mean portraits in old houses or haunted hotels. I mean a regular, boring picture in a break room. That's what got to me the most. The break room had a bulletin board, safety rules, shift schedules, a few birthday notes, and right in the center, under a laminated label that said Employee of the Month, was a picture of a guy named Connor. He looked normal, young, buzz cut, red staff shirt, smiling. But something about it felt off. His smile looked tight, like he was forcing it, and his eyes weren't looking at the camera. They were looking slightly to the left, almost like he was watching someone else. I asked one of the daytime workers about him. "Hey, who's Connor? He still work here?" The guy gave me this strange look. "You're not supposed to ask." I laughed, thinking he was joking. He wasn't. "Just leave the picture alone, man." I pressed him a little more, but he clammed up. Told me to focus on restocking protein bars. Later that night, I checked the office computer, looked through the employee list. Connor's name wasn't on it. I searched the shift logs, staff chat history, nothing. It was like he never worked there. But there he was, on the wall, Employee of the Month, dated August 2021. That was almost 2 years ago. The weird part? We had a sauna keycard scanner that tracked usage. Every time someone entered, their name and time would log into the system. And just for fun, I checked the history. Guess who showed up? Connor Bates. Used the sauna 4 times in the past month. But there's no keycard under his name, no locker, no towel bin log. Just sauna entries, always after 2 a.m. I asked my supervisor the next day. She told me, quietly, that Connor used to work the overnight shift. He was reliable, friendly, until the night he locked himself in the sauna and never came out. I said, "You mean he died in there?" She shook her head. He was just gone. Door still locked. Steam still on, but no one inside. They assumed he quit. Disappeared. Never came back. But every few weeks someone would report seeing him, late at night, just out of view, in the mirrors, or by the showers, or, yes, the sauna. She told me not to mess with the picture. Said the last guy who took it down quit the next day. That night I stayed late. Just me and the quiet. At 2:11 a.m., I heard the sauna beep, door unlocking. I went to check it. No one inside, but it was wet, like someone had just stepped out. And the steam smelled different, like cologne. Then I walked back to the break room, and the photo, Connor's, it was gone. In its place was a fresh printout, same title, Employee of the Month. But this time it was me. Same shirt, same smile. Only I've never taken that picture.